For 3 years, I was the most well-hidden secret in the entire entertainment circle. My name is Shin Shu, a little-known rookie extra who never had a single decent scene, never appeared on any official promotion list, and was ridiculed by the crew as a transparent background who could be replaced at will. Everyone thought I was mediocre, untalented, and only clinging to the crew for a living by luck. No one knew that under my plain and low-key disguise, I was the legendary top anonymous screenwriter, golden melody producer, and hidden investment tycoon who dominated the entire domestic entertainment industry. All the annual hit dramas, platinum-level variety shows, and top-tier golden songs that swept the charts in the past 3 years were all my works, released under 3 different anonymous pseudonyms. And Fu Tingyu, my fiancé of 3 years, the nationally renowned film emperor, the most dazzling top-tier male star in the entertainment circle, was the biggest beneficiary of all my creations. I tailored 3 blockbuster movies and 2 top variety shows for him, polishing his acting aura step by step, clearing all black materials for him, blocking all hidden dangers for his career, and pushing him from a second-tier traffic star to the unshakable top film emperor position in just 3 years. I hid behind the scenes, gave all my glory and achievements to him, and willingly played the role of a humble and ordinary fiancé, just because I once foolishly believed in the so-called 3-year promise between us. We had a marriage contract arranged by our elders since childhood. I thought that after helping him stabilize his career, we would get engaged publicly and usher in a stable and happy life. But I was wrong, utterly wrong. All my dedication were just my wishful thinking. Fu Tingyu never loved me. All his tenderness and consideration were just pretended to defraud my resources and talents. He had a white moonlight hidden in his heart. Jiang Yi, the newly promoted Florets of the entertainment circle, sweet and cute, good at acting coquettish and pitiful, and extremely good at playing emotional tricks. For the past 3 years, while enjoying all the resources I gave him, Fu Tingyu kept ambiguous with Jiang Yi privately, protected her everywhere in the circle, and even used my works and my achievements to pave the way for his white moonlight. He told the entire circle that Jiang Yi was his muse, the only spiritual support in his career, and all his achievements were inspired by Jiang Yi. As for me, his nominal fiancé, he only introduced me to outsiders as a distant ordinary relative, a boring and dull woman who was not worthy of standing beside him. I endured it again and again, comforting myself that he was just busy with his career and needed to keep a low profile. Until the night of the annual Entertainment Starlight Ceremony, the most grand award ceremony in the industry. Fu Tingyu won the annual Best Actor award again, relying on the blockbuster script I wrote overnight. On the stage surrounded by countless spotlights and cheers, he held the trophy high, his eyes gentle and affectionate, and publicly confessed to Jiang Yi in front of the entire nation's live broadcast. All my glory and achievements belong to you, Yi. You are the only love in my life. The audience cheered and screamed. Countless netizens were moved by their perfect love, and the CP of the film emperor and the sweet Florets instantly dominated all hot search lists. No one knew that I was standing in the coldest corner of the audience, holding the original script manuscript with my handwritten notes, watching the man I had loved and sacrificed for 3 years, giving all my achievements to another woman. After the award ceremony, I caught the 2 of them kissing intimately in the backstage lounge. Jiang Yi snuggled in Fu Tingyu's arms, her voice soft and jealous. Tingyu, that Shin Shu has been pestering you all the time. She's just an ordinary extra. How can she be worthy of you? When will you break off the engagement with her? Fu Tingyu stroked her hair gently, his voice cold and dismissive, without a trace of warmth. Don't worry, I've never taken that engagement seriously. She's just a tool I keep by my side, dull and boring, only useful for doing chores and solving trivial troubles for me. When your new drama is stabilized, I will break off the engagement with her completely and marry you publicly. Tool. Chore helper. Useless and dull. These are the labels he gave me after I sacrificed 3 years of my youth and dedicated all my talents. At that moment, all my secret love, persistence, and dedication for 3 years were completely shattered into pieces. The love that I had guarded carefully for 3 years was just a ridiculous, one-sided wishful thinking. I stood outside the door, the cold wind blowing on my face, and all the obsession in my heart was completely extinguished. Fu Tingyu, Jiang Yi, you stole my achievements, wasted my youth, and trampled on my sincerity. From today on, I will withdraw all my resources, take back all my glory, and let you fall from the peak of stardom to the mud completely. The broken mirror will never be reunited. The man who abandons my sincerity is not worthy of my slightest nostalgia. This time, I will drop all my hidden identities, kill the entire entertainment circle with absolute strength, and let all scum pay the price. Hashtag Chapter 1 Cold Withdrawal, the top star's instant collapse. The night of the Starlight Ceremony was bustling and extravagant, but my heart was as cold as ice. I turned around and left the backstage corridor without making a sound, without arguing, without questioning, without the slightest hysterical entanglement that Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi expected. In the past 3 years, every time they were ambiguous and intimate, I would be wronged and sad, take the initiative to communicate with Fu Tingyu, and compromise again and again for the so-called love. But now I have completely let go. 4 worthless people, no matter how much explanation and quarrel, it is a waste of time. As soon as I returned to the villa I bought with my own money, I took out my private computer and operated 3 top anonymous accounts that had never been made public in the entertainment circle. The first account, MOU, the industry's most mysterious golden screenwriter. Every script is a hit guarantee. Countless top stars rush to ask for her scripts, but can't get in touch. The second account, Ching-In, the legendary golden melody producer in the circle. All the popular OSTs and hit singles in recent years are from her hands, and no one has seen her true face. The third account, Suyi, the low-key capital tycoon behind the entertainment circle, holds the investment shares of 70% of the circle's hit dramas and variety shows, with terrifying capital strength. These 3 top-tier accounts that the entire entertainment circle is crazy about are all me. And Fu Tingyu's 3-year brilliant career is completely supported by these 3 identities of mine. I tapped the keyboard quickly with my cold fingers and issued 3 anonymous instructions in succession without hesitation. First, withdraw all the customized script copyrights for Fu Tingyu's upcoming 3 big-budget movies and 2 top variety shows, and permanently blacklist Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi, prohibiting all my works from cooperating with them for life. Second, revoke all the exclusive music production resources for Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi's works, delete all the golden melody works I created for them, and prohibit any platform from rebroadcasting and using them. Third, withdraw all capital investment from all film and television projects participated by Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi, cut off all resource channels, and freeze all their commercial cooperation resources connected with my capital. After the 3 instructions were issued, the entire behind-the-scenes capital and resource chain of the entertainment circle instantly triggered a huge shock. But the people in the circle didn't know the reason. They only thought that the 3 big bosses were collectively adjusting their resources, and no one associated it with the unknown extra Shinshu. Early the next morning, Fu Tingyu's career collapsed in an instant. First, the official announcements of the 3 big-budget male lead movies he had already finalized were all revoked, and the crew directly replaced the male lead with other stars, with no explanation given. Then, the 2 top S-level variety shows that he was about to participate in issued a notice of abandoning cooperation, directly cutting off all his exposure resources. All the brand endorsements that he relied on me to get were terminated one after another, and all commercial cooperation was completely suspended. The most deadly thing is that all the classic golden songs and drama OSTs that made him famous were completely removed from all major music and video platforms overnight, and even the playback records were completely erased. Overnight, the top film emperor who was in the limelight had no new works, no exposure resources, no commercial value, and even his classic masterpieces disappeared without a trace. His popularity plummeted rapidly, and a large number of fans lost their fans and abandoned him. Jiang Yi was not spared either. All the resource preferences I secretly gave her were completely withdrawn, the new drama she was about to star in was shut down, and all the hot search resources and marketing resources behind her were completely cut off. The sweet and pure persona that she had painstakingly built began to collapse, and negative comments gradually emerged. Fu Tingyu, who fell from the peak, was completely flustered. He had always been smooth sailing in his career, and he had never encountered such a comprehensive and deadly resource blockade. All his connections in the circle couldn't find out the reason, and no one dared to take the initiative to help him. In desperation, he rushed back to the villa where I lived overnight, found me who was packing my luggage, and his face was full of irritability and disbelief. Shinshu, what's going on? All my resources are gone overnight. Did you do something behind my back? He stared at me sharply, his tone arrogant and accusatory, still maintaining the condescending attitude of a superior. I stopped my packing movements, raised my eyes lightly, and looked at the flustered and embarrassed man in front of me, with no joy or anger in my eyes, only endless indifference. Yes, I did it. My calm and straightforward answer made Fu Tingyu stunned on the spot. He stared at me in disbelief, as if he had heard the biggest joke in the world. You, an ordinary little extra who can't even get a decent role? How dare you meddle in my career resources? Shinshu, don't be delusional. You don't have that ability at all. In his eyes, I have always been a humble and incompetent ordinary person who can only rely on his shelter to survive. I have no ability to shake his career in the slightest. I bent my lips slightly, revealing a cold and ironic smile. I don't have the ability? Fu Tingyu, the 3 years of glory you have, the film emperor trophy you hold, the popular works that make you famous, which one is not given by me? You rely on my works to ascend to the peak, rely on my resources to dominate the circle, but you hold other women in your arms and call me a tool. Now I take back everything that belongs to me. Is there any problem? Fu Tingyu's face turned cold and gloomy in an instant, and he thought I was talking crazy words to vent my anger. Enough of your nonsense. Shinshu, you're just jealous of Yi and me, so you're making trouble unreasonably. Apologize to me immediately and restore all my resources. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless and breaking off the engagement directly. Threats, still unbridled threats. He still thought I was the humble woman who had compromised for the engagement and his affection. I took out the engagement agreement that had been prepared long ago, signed my name neatly, and threw it in front of him. No need for you to break off the engagement. I, Shinshu, take the initiative to terminate the engagement with Fu Tingyu. From today on, we have nothing to do with each other forever. Also, let me tell you clearly, all the misfortunes you are suffering now are just the beginning. You and Jiang Yi owe me. I will let you pay back double. After saying that, I picked up my luggage and walked straight out of the villa without looking back. Fu Tingyu stood in place, staring at my cold and decisive back, and for the first time in 3 years, a trace of unease surged in his heart. He didn't know that at this moment, he had completely lost the most precious treasure in his life and stepped into the endless abyss of regret. Hashtag Chapter 2X Entanglement, Clueless Self-Aggravation. After I took the initiative to break off the engagement, Fu Tingyu's life fell into a complete mess. His career was blocked in an all-round way, no new works were released, his popularity continued to decline, and he changed from a top-tier star sought after by the whole people to a declining star with constant negative discussions. Jiang Yi's situation was even more difficult. Without my resource protection and behind-the-scenes marketing, her superficial sweet persona was quickly exposed. Netizens began to pick up her previous acts of stealing roles, rubbing heat, and suppressing other female artists. A large number of black materials broke out, and her reputation collapsed completely. The two people who were originally sweet and loving CP became the target of ridicule and criticism by the whole network overnight. Jiang Yi couldn't bear the huge gap, so she took the initiative to find Fu Tingyu, crying and acting coquettishly, hoping that he could find a way to restore their resources and reputation. But Fu Tingyu was already in a state of desperation, and he had no extra ability to protect her. After being repeatedly frustrated in the circle, Fu Tingyu finally realized that the sudden collapse of his career was definitely not an accident. All the resource breaks and work removals were targeted and precise blockades, and the only person who had a conflict with him recently was Shinshu. Although he still couldn't believe that an ordinary extra had such terrifying energy, the unease in his heart became stronger and stronger. He began to take the initiative to look for me, wanting to reconcile with me and let me lift the resource blockade. He thought I was just angry and jealous, and as long as he softened his attitude and coaxed me a little, I would forgive him and take the initiative to help him restore everything. This is the inertial arrogance he has maintained for 3 years. He always thinks that I love him deeply and will never leave him. He found the crew where I was an extra and blocked me at the shooting scene in front of all the crew members. In front of everyone's eyes, he took the initiative to pull my wrist, his voice pretending to be gentle and patient. Shushu, I know I was wrong before. I shouldn't have been cold to you, and I shouldn't have said those hurtful words. Forgive me this time, okay? Let's go back to the way we were. The crew members around were all stunned, staring at us with shocked faces. No one expected that the fallen top film member would take the initiative to reconcile with a little extra in public, and even use such a humble attitude. Many people began to whisper and speculate about the relationship between me and Fu Tingyu. Jiang Yi, who followed secretly, stood not far away, her face pale and ferocious with jealousy, staring at me with hatred. Facing Fu Tingyu's hypocritical tenderness, I only felt extremely disgusting. I shook off his hand forcefully, my eyes cold and without a trace of warmth. Fu Tingyu, don't disgust me. We have already broken off the engagement, and we are strangers now. Please don't pester me again. My merciless refusal made Fu Tingyu's face stiff instantly, and the gentle disguise on his face completely cracked. He didn't expect that I, who had always been obedient and humble to him, would reject him so thoroughly in public. His self-esteem was greatly hurt, and his tone turned cold again. Shinshu, don't be ignorant of good and bad. I take the initiative to reconcile with you, which is already the biggest concession. Don't force me to turn my face completely. I raised my eyebrows and laughed mockingly. Turn your face? What can you do to me? With your current down and out appearance, do you still have the capital to threaten others? You enjoy my resources and glory, but you betray my sincerity. Now you lose everything, and you still have the face to ask me to reconcile? Fu Tingyu, your face is thicker than I thought. My straightforward and sharp words made Fu Tingyu's face turn blue and white alternately, and he was embarrassed and angry, unable to refute a word. All the crew members looked at him with strange eyes, and the discussion voices around became louder and louder. Just when Fu Tingyu was at a loss, Jiang Yi rushed over suddenly, pretending to be aggrieved and weak, and looked at me with tearful eyes. Sister Shinshu, I know you are angry with me and Tingyu, but love can't be forced. Tingyu and I really love each other. Please don't use your means to suppress Tingyu's career because of jealousy. Okay, he has worked hard for his career for so many years. You can't ruin him like this. She perfectly played the role of a weak and innocent lover, secretly accusing me of being narrow-minded and vicious and suppressing others because of jealousy. In the past, I would be angry and wronged by her inverted black and white. But now, I just look at her poor acting indifferently and directly take out the recorded audio of their backstage conversation that night. I connected my mobile phone to the on-site loudspeaker, and the clear voice of the two people resounded throughout the shooting scene. She's just a tool I keep by my side, dull and boring, only useful for doing chores. When your new drama is stabilized, I will break off the engagement with her completely and marry you publicly. The cold and dismissive words were clearly transmitted to everyone's ears. The noisy shooting scene suddenly fell dead silent. Everyone looked at Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi in shock, their eyes full of disgust and contempt. It turns out that the affectionate film member and the pure Florets are just a pair of shameless scumbags who betray their feelings and suck the resources of their fiancé. Jiang Yi's face turned pale instantly. She couldn't stand the stares of the crowd, and she burst into tears on the spot. Fu Tingyu was completely humiliated. His face was livid, and he stared at me fiercely. Shen Shu, you dare to record our conversation. I put away my mobile phone, my tone cold and disdainful. There's nothing I dare not. Since you dare to say those shameless words, you must be prepared to be exposed in public. From today on, stay away from me. If you pester me again, I don't mind letting all your black materials be made public so that the whole network can see your true faces. After I finished speaking, I ignored the two people who were on the verge of collapse, turned around and returned to the shooting crew, and continued my trivial extra work. But no one in the crew dared to look down on me anymore. Everyone knew that this humble little extra was far more mysterious and powerful than they imagined. And Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi completely lost their last bit of face in the circle. After this incident, Fu Tingyu's heart was filled with unprecedented regret and panic. He finally vaguely realized that he seemed to have abandoned the most important person in his life for a false white moonlight. The road of his pursuit and repentance has just begun, but it is doomed to be futile forever. Chapter 3 Full Identity Drop Mask shocked the entire entertainment circle. Fu Tingyu's repeated entanglement and the constant framing of Jiang Yi completely made me lose my last patience. I decided to stop hiding my identity completely, drop all disguises, and officially return to the top of the entertainment circle with my real strength. At the annual Entertainment Industry Creation Summit, the most authoritative industry summit in the domestic entertainment circle, all top producers, screenwriters, capital tycoons, and senior directors gathered together. The core link of the summit is to invite the three mysterious big shots, MOU, Qing Yin and Suyi, to appear online and share industry experience. For many years, these three big shots have always kept anonymous, and no one has seen their true faces. They are the legendary existences standing at the top of the entertainment industry. The organizers of the summit spent a lot of effort to contact the three parties and invite them to attend the summit in person, which attracted the attention of the entire industry. Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi also tried their best to get the admission quota of the summit, wanting to take this opportunity to get close to the three big shots and restore their blocked resources. They fantasized about being appreciated by the big shots and making a comeback in their careers. At the beginning of the summit, the host excitedly announced the appearance of the three legendary big shots. Under the gaze of thousands of industry insiders, I walked slowly onto the stage, wearing a simple and elegant white dress. My figure is slender and straight. My temperament is cold and elegant, completely different from the humble and dull extra image in the crew. The moment I appeared on the stage, the entire venue fell into a dead silence. Everyone stared at me in shock, with incredulous expressions on their faces. This person is obviously the little extra Shen Shu, who's been active in various crews. How could she appear on the core stage of the industry summit as a guest of honor? Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi, sitting in the audience, were completely stunned, their eyes wide open, unable to believe the scene in front of them. Before everyone recovered from the shock, the host's excited voice resounded throughout the venue. Let us welcome the three top legends of our entertainment industry with the warmest applause. The Golden Screenwriter MOU, the Golden Melody Producer Qing Yin, and the top capital investor Suyi. All three identities belong to Miss Shen Shu. Boom. The entire venue exploded completely. Thousands of industry insiders stood up in shock, with horrified and unbelievable expressions on their faces. The three anonymous big shots who have dominated the entertainment circle for many years, the top talents and capital tycoons that countless stars and directors are eager to curry favor with, are actually the unknown little extra Shen Shu. The humble and ordinary woman that Fu Tingyu abandoned, ridiculed, and treated as a tool, is the supreme boss standing at the top of the entire entertainment industry. The gap is so huge that everyone is shocked to the point of numbness. Fu Tingyu's mind went blank on the spot, his whole body trembling violently, his face as pale as paper. He finally understood everything. The 3 years of glory he had was all given by Shen Shu. The scripts that made him famous, the songs that became hits, the resources that supported his career, all came from the woman he abandoned and trampled on. He thought she was a dull and useless tool, but she was the supreme existence that he could never reach in his life. Endless regret and panic swept through his heart, almost crushing him on the spot. Jiang Yi was even more collapsed. Her legs went weak and she almost fell off the chair, her face full of despair and disbelief. She had always been jealous of Shen Shu's nominal fiancé identity, ridiculed her rustic and ordinary, and thought she was far superior to her. But now she realizes that she is just a ridiculous clown who dares to provoke a top boss. On the stage, I stood calmly, facing the shocked eyes of the whole industry, and spoke slowly with a clear and cold voice. For the past 3 years, I have been hiding behind the scenes, creating works and investing in projects, and paving the way for some people's careers. I thought sincerity could be exchanged for sincerity, but what I got in return was betrayal, perfunctory, and trampling. From today on, all my resources, works, and capital will completely cut off all cooperation with Fu Tingyu and Jiang Yi. The two will be permanently banned from the domestic entertainment industry, and no one can break the ban. My voice is not loud, but it has absolute deterrence in the entire industry summit. No one dares to question my decision, and no one dares to intercede for the two of them. All the directors, producers, and capital bosses present nodded in agreement. Fu Tingyu couldn't bear the huge blow any longer. He staggered up from his seat, rushed to the stage regardless of his dignity, and looked at me with red eyes, his voice hoarse and desperate. Shu, I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Please forgive me. Don't ban me. I beg you. The once arrogant and aloof film emperor completely collapsed at this moment, abandoning all his dignity and begging humbly in front of the whole industry. I looked at his embarrassed and desperate appearance indifferently, without the slightest fluctuation in my heart. Forgive you? When you called me a tool and abandoned me for others, you never thought of forgiving me. Fu Tingyu, all your endings are your own choice. No one is to blame but yourself. I turned around and left the stage directly, leaving the collapsed and desperate Fu Tingyu behind me. The whole audience burst into thunderous applause. This is the most handsome counterattack in the history of the entertainment circle. The hidden big boss drops her identity in public, slaps the scum hard, and dominates the whole circle in one fell swoop. Hashtag Chapter 4 Desperate Repentance, Scum's endless crematorium. After the summit incident, the whole network was boiling. The three identities of Shinshu equals MOU equals Qinyin equals Suyi directly rushed to all hot search lists, dominating the hot search for 3 consecutive days. Netizens were shocked by my hidden strength, and countless people praised me as the most powerful hidden boss in the entertainment industry. My god, the little extra who is looked down upon by everyone is actually a triple top boss. Fu Tingyu is really blind. He abandoned a top goddess for a green tea florets. This reversal is too cool. The slag man and green tea are completely defeated. Permanent ban is well deserved. They don't deserve Miss Shinshu's dedication at all. Public opinion across the network completely stood by my side. And Fu Tingyu and Zhang Yi completely fell into the abyss. After I issued the permanent ban order, all industry practitioners cut off contact with them completely. No crew dares to use them. No brand dares to cooperate with them. No platform dares to broadcast their works. All their previous popularity and fame vanished overnight. Fu Tingyu completely lost his status as a top film emperor, became a street mouse that everyone shouted and beat, and was even ridiculed and rejected by the entire industry. Zhang Yi's reputation was completely rotten. All her works were removed from the shelves, and she was forced to withdraw from the entertainment circle completely. The two people who once stood at the peak of the entertainment circle fell to the bottom in an instant. But their suffering is just the beginning. After losing all their aura, the true nature of the two people was completely exposed. Zhang Yi, who lost her career and fame, blamed all her misfortunes on Fu Tingyu. She broke up with him completely, and even took the initiative to expose more of Fu Tingyu's black materials to vent her anger. The two who once loved each other deeply began to tear each other apart, expose each other's scandals, and curse each other endlessly, completely tearing their faces apart. Fu Tingyu lost his career, love, and reputation, and fell into endless regret and pain every day. He finally realized how precious the 3 years of my dedication were. In the past 3 years, I have cleaned up all his black materials for him, blocked all his troubles, tailored all his masterpieces for him, and tolerated all his perfunctory and ambiguity. He had the most sincere love and the most powerful backing in the world, but he foolishly abandoned it for a false white moonlight. Now he has nothing, and he can only live in endless remorse every day. He began a crazy pursuit of repentance, launching a comprehensive crematorium mode. He waited for me at the door of my company every day, holding flowers and apologizing sincerely, hoping that I could forgive him and give him a chance to start over. He posted long repentance articles on social platforms every day, confessing his mistakes publicly, admitting that he was blind and foolish, and begging for my forgiveness. He took the initiative to give up all his property, wanted to compensate me for the 3 years of wasted youth, and was willing to do anything to atone for his sins. He even took the initiative to expose all his scandals, accepted all the abuse and criticism from the outside world, and endured all the pain alone. But no matter how humble he is, how sincere his repentance is, how crazy his pursuit is, I never look back at him once. For the broken sincerity, I will never take it back. For the man who betrayed me, I will never give him a second chance to hurt me. His crematorium is raging, his regret is overwhelming, but all of it is futile. I have already walked out of the shadow of the past and stepped into a more brilliant life. Hashtag Chapter 5 Dominate the Circle, Brilliant Female Leads Growth Ending. After dropping all my disguises, my career ushered in an explosive growth. I officially established my own film and television company and music studio, integrating creation, production, and investment. I created a series of high-quality hit dramas and top golden melody works, which repeatedly broke industry records and swept all major awards at home and abroad. As the youngest triple top creator and capital tycoon in the entertainment industry, I have become the unshakable top boss in the domestic entertainment circle. All the top stars, famous directors, and industry tycoons in the circle take the initiative to make friends with me, respect me, and admire me. I no longer need to hide behind the scenes for anyone, no longer need to dedicate my glory to others. All the brilliance and achievements belong only to me. In my spare time, I also took some important roles in high-quality dramas, and with my superb acting skills that have been hidden for many years, I won the annual Best Actress award in one fell swoop. From a humble little extra to a double gold queen in the entertainment industry, I completed the most gorgeous counterattack and growth in the industry. My life is shining brightly, walking higher and higher on the road of career and life. During this period, Fu Tingyu's repentance never stopped. He watched me become more and more brilliant, standing on the top stage that he could never touch, while he could only struggle in the bottom of the mud, suffering from endless regret and loneliness. He once had the closest distance to glory, but he personally pushed away all the light. He used to have the most powerful backing in the circle, but he foolishly abandoned it for a moment of confusion. Every time he sees my brilliant appearance on the award stage, his heart is pierced with pain and regret. He finally understands that the biggest mistake in his life is to fail to cherish my sincerity and lose me forever. But there is no regret medicine in the world. Some people once missed are forever. Some sincerity, once trampled on, can never be restored. I never hate him, but I never forgive him either. For me, he is just a passerby who has faded out of my life completely, a trivial footnote in my growth process. I no longer have any love or hatred for him. My world is full of brilliance and splendor, and there is no room for useless regret and entanglement. As for Zhang Yi, she completely disappeared from the public eye after quitting the entertainment circle, living an ordinary and poor life, and could only watch my brilliance on the screen every day, suffering from endless jealousy and regret. This is the destined ending of all scum and hypocrites. Evil deeds will eventually be rewarded, and sincerity will eventually shine. I ended my wrong love thoroughly, abandoned my obsession, completed self-awakening and growth, and dominated my own life and career. No broken mirror reunion, no useless forgiveness, no emotional internal friction. Only thorough severance, domineering counterattack, and brilliant future. From humble transparency to industry top king, I use my strength to prove that women's best state is never to rely on anyone's love, but to rely on themselves to shine brightly. The past grievances have vanished with the wind, and the future is full of unlimited possibilities. I, Shinshu, will always walk forward confidently and domineeringly, overlooking all living beings and dominating my supreme glory.